Hello and welcome to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is August 23rd, 2019 and we are on show 114. Hola y bienvenido a otra discusión de 5K tenis. Hoy es el 23 de agosto de 2019 y estamos en el programa 114.
Let's go! Show number 114. Big time show. The last major of the 2019 ATP and WTA seasons. Which means the last fantasy team prize giveaway of the season, which means the last tennis racket giveaway of the season, which means that if you are competing, your draws should be done or nearing completion, and if you are doing the tennis racket giveaway, your predicted men's final and predicted women's final, as well as both winners, need to get submitted, and both competitions will become locked as the first ball is struck on Monday mid-morning in New York. All right, anyway.
So August 26th.
Yeah, August 26th it starts. We're going to spend probably the first 10 minutes of this show going over some of those rules. So if you don't want to compete for the tennis racket or the YTEX shirts or the 5K tennis shirts or the YTEX strings, we'll show those in a minute.
And we'll show this in a minute, yeah.
Then just fast forward till somewhere around 10 minutes in and we'll start breaking down the draws then. I just wanted to tease that out there. Just so around 10 minutes in, give or take, go right there if you're just interested in the draw breakdown. By the way, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It's an end of the year type deal, and this show means a lot to us, and it's been an incredible year, so thank you ahead of time for clicking like and subscribing to our channel. You can catch up with both Carla and myself on Facebook at 5K Tennis, on Instagram at 5K Tennis, on Twitter at
5K Tennis 1,
and email at
5ktennis@mail.com.
Yes, that's right.
Or on YouTube.
Yeah, or on YouTube. So what we're going to jump right into is the fantasy team rules if you are competing for either a 5K tennis shirt, a YTEX shirt, or two types of your choice of YTEX strings.
I'll show them before you explain everything. We have a few strings, different colors for different type of players. And I mean, I know some of the girls don't compete, but you should. I mean, the shirts are really cute. See, there's a hot pink right there. Pretty cute. Justin's wearing a different type of texture shirt. We've got also a jacket if you guys are interested. This one's pretty neat.
That's a nice jacket.
It's a nice jacket. We have about 2 large left, so in case you guys don't want the shirt, well, here's the jacket.
Yeah, Igor Savage, again, shout out to him. He owns, is the president of YTEX Strings, has been a provider of strings for us since around 2014. So we go long before the show. However, he sends us this stuff to give away for the fantasy team stuff.
And if you don't want a short sleeve shirt, long sleeve shirt too. So
that's a nice shirt.
So you guys have a lot of choices in case you do win that.
And there's girl stuff too.
Right, like I said, there's the pink. I have red shirts for girls. And fun colors. I mean, he does send us a lot of fun colors. White, neon green.
So some of the sizes are depending. So that's basically in a nutshell the fantasy team prizes. Either a 5K tennis shirt, a YTEX string shirt or jacket, or 2 sets of your choice strings. For the tennis racket giveaway, it will be this YTEX V-Core 97 tennis racket, freshly strung, overgripped. It's a nice frame, and this was donated by Gabe Perkins and Natasha May, who are a staunch tennis playing junior, or a staunch tennis playing junior, and his wonderful mother. So that's a really nice frame. Warinka used that frame actually for a couple of years. All right, so moving forward, if you are competing on the fantasy team, here are the rules. You will select a total of 16 players. That's 8 men and 8 women. Okay? Only 4 men and 4 women can be seated in the top 20 of the draw. Okay? Only 4, so up to 4. You can have as many players as you want seated outside of the top 20, but a max 4 of seated inside the top 20. Difference being, the players seated inside the top 20 will get 1 point per match that they win. Those seated outside of the top 20 will get 2 points per match win. At the end of the tournament, we add all the numbers up, and the top 2 point champions, or whoever has the most points, the top 2 will win. Like we said, 5K tennis shirt, YTEX shirt, 2 set strings. So be it. Now, sometimes it's a better play to pick more players that you can just get 2 points from, because sometimes if you win 3 rounds with a player like that, you get 6 points, which is like carrying a player to the semifinals that just carries 1 point. So remember that. So that's the rules for the fantasy team. Again, as many unseeded players as you want, but players seeded inside the top 20, max 4. So you couldn't have Djokovic, Federer, Nadal, Thiem, and Zverev, because that would be 5. You'd have to remove one of those. But you can have as many outside the top 20 as you want.
Also, I know we had a few issues with this in 2 of the slams, the French Open and Wimbledon. Go by the seeding that the slam ranked them. So don't go by their regular ATP or WTA ranking. Go by what the US Open ranked them.
Yeah, so look at the draw. That's a good point. Over the past couple of fantasy team giveaways, we have had, I think Felix Auger-Aliassime was ranked like 19 in the world, or excuse me, was ranked like 21 in the world, but he was seeded 20 in the tournament. So it threw a bunch of people off. So look at the seedings in the draw and not their rankings on the ATP Tour. Look at the seeding draw. So you'll have to look at the draws if it's a borderline pick, all right?
Okay. Which I don't think it will be. It shouldn't be an issue because you said, well, yeah, it will be. Yes.
It could be for someone that's ranked 20.
It could be, okay.
Yeah, I think you had one yesterday looking at your draw. I forget.
Yes.
All right, so that's that. But next is the big prize giveaway. Again, this VCore 97 dual G with a 4.5-inch grip, solid racket, very nice. What you need to do is predict both the men's finalists and the women's finalists, and both winners. However, you are able to miss one of the finalists. So the minimum requirements to win the tennis racket are 3 out of 4 finalists. So say you picked Osaka and Serena and Djokovic and Nadal, and only 3 of those 4 made it into, and you only picked 3 of those 4 people. So say Nadal didn't make it, and you had the other 3. You'd still be in the running, but you need to select both winners. So 3 out of 4 finalists and both winners. If you do that, you will win the tennis racket. This does happen. Matt Cain in London. What's up, Matt Cain? He won a Wilson Byrne 100S from us last tournament. I think Milo out there has won a tennis racket from us.
No, he's trying to.
Or is it Arvis? Arvis, I think.
Yes,
Arvis,
I think Milo's going to enter this one, he said. So.
Yeah, so we used to do 3 out of 4 finalists and 1 winner, but because of the big 3, whoever's kind of on that odd side generally makes the final no matter what. So I guess when the big 3 go away, we'll go back to the 3 out of 4 and only 1 finalist. But right now, again, it's a bit of an edge. It's a bit of an edge. So if you do that, you win the tennis racket. By the way, I am human. Last French Open and Wimbledon, I think I kept track of about 80 different type of scores, and I'm human and I make mistakes. So please keep up with your own scores. I will keep up with them as well. But if it becomes a nail biter, and I make a mistake, then feel free to correct me, and I'll announce the leaders after every round. So the first round, we won't really talk about the leaders because only half of the draw will play one day and half of the draw will play the next day. But we'll keep up with the leaders, but keep up with them on your own as well. Preferably put your comments on this video in the comment field. That way everyone can see them. Sometimes we have people send them to us in email or on Facebook Messenger, and that's fine too. But at the end of the day, if we can keep them here, then we can kind of all go back and look at one another's teams. Oh, you said this. Well, I had that. Well, I had an email. Well, maybe you didn't. That you know what I'm saying. We just don't want to lead up to, I guess, a lack of transparency in a sense. That's never happened. I'm just saying.
No,
so put them all here if you want to back them up and send them to other platforms too. But if you're going to compete, I would prefer them here. But just make sure you subscribe, and that's it. So subscribe, and you know the rules. We're about 10 minutes in, so if you have any questions, just let us know.
I think Adam West, you sent me 4 picks. That would be incomplete, so please resend your picks. You picked 4 males. As Justin explained, listen to the video. You wouldn't be able to qualify for any of the prices with those picks. Yeah, so if it's an incomplete, if it's got 4 out of 8, try
try to finish it, because if it's not complete, then it just doesn't. There's no way you can keep up with it. So just be all in or all out either way. It's fun, but not everybody has the time or desire to do so.
Right.
All right, 10 minutes in. So in case you fast forwarded to here, let's get into segment number 1. And this will be a 2-segment show. Actually 3. Segment number 1, breaking down the women's first round, intriguing matches, draw thoughts, projections, and then men's side, and then 12 rapid fire questions, and we're out. Right? All right, let's roll. Let's get right into the women's draw. First round, intriguing matchups, general thoughts, draw discussion.
Were we supposed to say our picks?
We're going to do it after each. So
okay.
Yes, thank you, Carla. Carla and I will be announcing our fantasy team selections and our predictions for the tennis racket finalists and winners at the end of each one of these segments. So at the end of the women's, we'll tell you our women's fantasy team and winners, and then yada yada.
On. Yeah.
All right.
Yada yada. There's actually a cartoon that's called Yada Yada.
All right, so let's start with the women's draw. Let's kind of just start up top, run down it. We don't even need to spend a lot of time here. This is something that we like to do with all of you. Today we're having a slow day here. It's Friday. It's a little rainy outside once again. It's been a really rainy summer.
All the kids went back to school, and now it's the rain.
Now it's the rain. So what we're going to do is interact with you as we can for the gist of the day and comments, and talk more about this and give us more food to talk about, or food to chew on our next show, which should be Monday, unless the comments get going, and maybe we'll do another one before Monday. All right. Notable first round matches. What's up?
Well, we know the number 1 seed this year is going to be Osaka. She'll be your top seed. The first noticeable match I have would be Coco Gauff, the 15-year-old from USA, against Anastasia Potapova from Russia. Well, Potapova is actually 18 years old and has 2 WTA titles. She's kind of a consistent player. I think Coco Gauff just had an exhibition match against Ashley Barty, which Coco Gauff won, but again, it's called an exhibition match, and I'm sure Barty wanted her to have some confidence. They probably told her, hey, let her win. She's the next USA superstar. We want her to do well. I think that, in my opinion, Coco Gauff will win this round, but her draw looks pretty tough. I mean, she has Osaka there on her little section.
My thoughts here. One thing, real quickly. Carla did not pre-discuss this. And we like to do that for majors because we like to battle a little bit too. 2 things. Number 1, exhibition. No battling on that. Exhibition theoretically is generally a baited type match, or a more practice type match. I have seen Andy Roddick play Agassi on an exhibition match. I have seen the Bryan brothers play in exhibition matches. I've seen Marty Fish play in exhibition matches for different causes or charities or whatnot. All of them were baited, and everyone's charity that it was going to generally won the tight match at the very end, if you know what I mean. So I think a little predictive. So aside from that, it's irrelevant to me who won or lost that match. Number 2, I disagree with you, Carla, on the Coco Gauff match. Number 1, is Coco Gauff a phenomenal player? Absolutely. Does she have the potential to be the future of women's tennis? Absolutely. Is she 15 years old? Absolutely. This girl, Potapova, she's no joke. I don't think Coco Gauff's a joke either. I read an article the other day where Andy Roddick was discussing the same thing that I'll say in a nutshell. We can comment below on this whether you would agree or disagree with myself or Andy Roddick, in a sense that she's a little. I get that we have the Capriottis and Tracy Austins and a lot of other players over the years that started out 15 great, right? However, it's a little bit different of a world out there these days. People's focus and attention for a lot of hours a day is on devices and social media, etc., and stuff like that wasn't around at least around when I can remember the last 15-year-old champion, right?
Right.
I don't think Tracy Austin was walking around with a smartphone. And correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but if you add up all the hours where our minds are distracted as human beings that we spend on these devices all the time and add them up, like throwing a pebble in a bucket, eventually the bucket fills up. If you add up all these hours, they turn into weeks and days and years, and that slows down development. So a lot of these 15-year-olds are like 12-year-olds still, in my opinion, no offense. But I think it's still too much to ask a Coco Gauff right now to come in and beat a very good player in Potapova at 15. Maybe she does it, maybe not.
They're both young. I don't disagree with you.
I would bet on Potapova here. I just would. I think it's too young to put this much pressure on Coco Gauff. I'm glad she's playing, but if she loses, I think it will hurt her worse than it would hurt someone like Kerber if she lost. You know what I mean? I think it's too much to ask for in 2019 for this girl. I don't even. If I was her dad,
I don't know that it would hurt her.
I don't know.
I don't think it will hurt her if she loses. She's 15. That'll be her excuse. I'm 15, and I'm just starting to get the feel for this.
I mean, that's a good.
I mean, she's on Teen Vogue already. They put her on a cover of magazine.
Don't you think that's a lot of pressure, too?
That's a lot of pressure. I think we are putting a lot of pressure on her. I think some viewers got on our case that we didn't jump on that bandwagon. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. I think Grand Slams is a different story. Yes, Potapova is capable of beating her. The only reason I picked Coco Gauff is because I looked at Potapova's, her matches and what she's been losing and who she's been losing to. So she is capable of losing this match.
I mean, I guess so. I guess myself with 5 children, or we have 5 children together, and 2 of those are young girls, one 10 and one 7. I don't know if I would just set Lily free at 15 to play the U.S. Open. I just don't know. That's a tough question. In terms of development
her parents
as
are
a human being. So, I know, it's tough, though.
She was homeschooled, so I think for her it's a little different. It's
Maybe
not like
so.
she was in that, the crowd. She's used to being independent. It's different. Homeschool kids do think a bit different than the kids that go to regular schools.
Moving forward, I love the girl. Again, hopefully she is the future of women's tennis. Best of luck to Coco Gauff. I don't think she's, in my opinion, I think she'll lose to Potapova in the first round. Obviously, I hope she wins and wins big and quickly. But I think she'll lose.
Well, next section down, you have Carlos Suarez Navarro, who's the 28 seed, Kontaveit, who's the 21 seed, Benchik, the 13 seed, and the next match that I see, unless there's one that you have before I'm going to talk about this one, you have Kontaveit on yours?
Well, I just wrote Kontaveit down here as a brief note that I like Kontaveit a lot. I know a lot of us that did our fantasy groups on a different platform for many years. We basically watched Kontaveit coming up. I think she might be finding her rhythm at this point. I like Kontaveit's section. I like Benchik in that section as well. I think Kontaveit and Benchik will end up heading off at some point. That's
in the third round.
That's all I wrote.
Yes, and I had Kontaveit meeting Osaka in the 4th round. A very promising draw for Osaka, by the way. Next match that I have, and I can't believe they put these 2 girls from the same country, Belarus. Arina Sabalenka, your number 9 seed against Victoria Azarenka. I call this one an upset alert. I think Azarenka will win this match. But I did not pick her in my fantasy group just because this is a first round and it's tough. Anything can happen.
Yeah, this is almost as an intriguing matchup as Sharapova and Serena Williams in the first round. And more oddly enough, in this tournament, now I don't want to have a spoiler alert here, but we have some countries that have 2 of their talents are best at facing off at one time. We have Felix Auger-Aliassime and Shapovalov.
Again.
Is it Shapovalov?
Again,
Are
yes.
you sure?
It is Shapovalov again.
You sure it was Shapovalov?
1,000,000% sure.
All right, so that was one, and we'll get there. For some reason, we'll look at it anyway. But number 2, you have a very small country, Belarus, and now you have Sabalenka and Azarenka meeting off. I don't know who will win this match. I really want Sabalenka to win this match simply because I've been laughed at for a year and a half on this channel for saying Sabalenka is a solid player, great player, that should win a major. I've been laughed at. So I'm going to pull for Sabalenka here. Second of all, because Azarenka's squeal or screech is so ridiculously loud.
Her squeal may be horrible, but Sabalenka's face and her temper tantrums, the face that she makes when she misses, she's like, it's just awful. I mean, I feel like I'm watching a bratty girl play tennis, so I think I prefer the shriek over her temper. I just don't like it. But either way, whoever wins from there, they have Putintseva, Padima Putintseva in their next round. So it's not going to be an easy section for them.
Yeah, that is actually a tight little section there. Don't forget Kaya Kanepi is in there, and Kanepi can play. I think isn't at the bottom there. You have Donna Vekic hanging around there.
Donna Vekic is in that section as well, who's beaten Victoria Azarenka many times this year. I think they've played twice the last 2 tournaments, and she's won that. So even if Sabalenka were to get through in this little section, she would have someone like Julia Putintseva, and she would have Donna Vekic, Kanepi. So that's a tough little section there.
Yeah, moving down a little bit, what caught my eye, Carlo, was a couple of matches. Number one, you like a player a lot, Danielle Collins, the University of Virginia tennis player.
Well, before we even get there, because
you got another one.
I have Julia Gorgas, number 26 seed. I think that she will get upset. Her player is Natalia Viglantaseva from Russia. She's actually had a pretty good few tournaments, and I think Gorgas has not had a good year. If you're picking Gorgas, think about it, because her mid-half year has been bad. And just because she's a seeded player doesn't mean she's going to win.
I disagree with Carla here. I would pick Gorgas. I understand she's had a bumpy past few months. However, I think Gorgas being ranked outside, or seeded outside of the top 20, I think she's 26. Mm-hmm. She has a section where I think she could roll right into the third round and play Bertens. So Gorgas and Bertens, in my opinion, rankings aside, I think are very close in caliber of player, in my opinion. And Bertens has just been hotter in the past calendar year. However, if you're playing fantasy, knowing that Gorgas is ranked or seeded outside the top 20, you get 2 points per win. So even if Gorgas wins 2 rounds, you're going to get 4 points. I'd rather take Gorgas with 4 points winning 2 rounds than I would have to risk Bertens ranked at 7 to make a quarterfinal by winning 1 point.
Well, and then you have in that little section, you also have Halep, the next seed, who's the number 4 seed, and then Strykova is the 31 seed. So Simona Halep has a good section right there.
She's cruising.
I have another upset alert before you get to Collins. Carolina Wozniacki, your number 19 seed from Denmark, has had a terrible year, and really anybody can beat her. And Yafan Wang is no joke. She's a 25-year-old who's had a lot of matches, who's beaten players like Sofia Kenin, Mladenovic, Slovenia, Collins. So this is going to be a tough section for Wozniacki. I don't have her going past this first round.
That's a great upset alert. Didn't even write that on my side. Looked at it, didn't even write it, but she's right. Carla's 100% right. That is a possible upset right there. Yafan Wang playing Wozniacki. It's possible. Do I think it will happen? No. But is it possible?
Oh, it's happened a lot this year.
It's possible.
Yes. Well, you were mentioning...
Yeah, Polona Herzog is playing Danielle Collins in the first round. So you have Danielle Collins. Again, she's a U.S. player. She was a 2-time national champion at Virginia. I think we've all understand now who Collins is. She's a feisty girl, kind of like Kenin or Vandeweghe, but even more so, I think.
She's more in your face.
And she's facing off against Herzog, who is just an absolute beast. I think that's going to be a hard-hitting in-your-face type, nasty, grindy, like get-some type tennis match. I'm interested in the Herzog-Collins match. I would enjoy to watch that. Hanging just below is the likes of Bianca Andreescu.
Good section for her, by the way.
A lights-out section. However, I still have not jumped on the Andreescu bandwagon. Again, this is the last major of this year. If she can run deep at this major, when we do our first shows for the Australian Open, I will start to believe.
She's in my fantasy group, by the way.
Okay, I will start to believe. No disrespect. She's still young. Her fitness is, again, we've talked about this in our opinion, is just a little bit in question. Gee whiz, she's done excellent.
She should get through this, though. Honestly, any of those players, Wang, Collins, Herzog, Zarenko, Bartel, and Bolinet, she should get through that section and get to the 4th round before meeting a top player like Halep.
Yeah, moving down.
Let's talk about Sloane Stephens, new coach.
Yeah, well, new old coach.
Kumai Murray. Just they announced that they are teaming up for the U.S. Open. Apparently, he dropped your favorite girl, Monica Puig. Told her last week, "Hey, I won't be going with you." He didn't say a reason why. Finds out through social media that he is teaming up with his old student, Sloane Stephens, and wants to slap in Monica Puig's face. She said she was shocked and hurt by it, and yikes.
Yeah, I'm a fan of both of these girls a lot. Definitely, for sure. They are bouncing a coach around left and right.
Going back to what we said, if it's not broken, why fix it? They should have never split up. It worked for them.
Does this give Sloane Stephens more confidence, even getting out of a first or second round here at the U.S. Open?
Yes, having a coach that helped her get through that slam, absolutely. Someone that she knows and feels comfortable with, because she didn't seem comfortable with any of the coaches she had this past year at all.
Just below her, however, if she wins her first round match, Sloane Stephens, and the likes of Svetlana Kuznetsova wins her first round match,
which beat her in this last Cincinnati tournament, yes.
That's a big time second round showdown. Heads up for that match. Max. That'll be a good one. The grunting on Kuznetsov aside, she's a first ballot Screech of Fame.
I actually have
Watch
Stevens
that.
going down in the third round to Kuznetsova.
Don't forget, Helena Ostapenko is in there. I think Helena Ostapenko plays Alexandra Krunic in the first round.
Another girl of yours.
Yeah, I like both of those girls. I like Krunic and I like Ostapenko. Ostapenko, I think, made a final of the U.S. Open.
A semifinal.
A semifinal?
Yeah.
Ostapenko is one of those players for me that I've liked a lot for a while. Her feistiness, her grit is superior. Again, she won the U.S. Open. I think she was 17 then, I think. Or maybe
She won the French Open.
Yeah, French Open at 17, I think. Somewhere in there, 18 maybe, just turned 18. And then just kind of fell off. I think she has the ability to come back. She's a fantasy team teaser. If she gets you a couple of rounds as an unseeded player, 2 points per round, she could be a smart pick as well. Petra Kvitova is...
I'm sorry, but I have an upset alert before you get there. I think Garbine Muguruza, the 24 seed from Spain, will go down to Alison Risk. She's had injury, been dealing with injury, just got a new coach. Their head-to-head is 2-1. Alison Risk has been hot this summer. And this is the USA, this is New York, and they will root for Risk. And with her screeching, that should get under Garbine Muguruza's skin. Maybe they'll put this match on a bigger court. I'm not sure, but I think she'll go down to Risk.
I have Muguruza on this one.
Sorry, no.
I have. She? No matter what you say, I know she's been.
I like Muguruza,
unheard of for a while.
But I think that Risk will win this match.
She has won two majors, a Wimbledon and a French, right?
Right. Yes.
So look, until someone beats someone at a major that's won a major, I'm still going to give. I'm still going to give the betting odds to Muguruza in that match. I don't think anyone would disagree with me there.
Okay.
Go ahead. Next match.
I didn't have any upset alerts. You said you have Petra Kvitova here, who's the number 6 seed. I don't have any upset alerts.
Yeah, no. I only mentioned Kvitova because she is down here on this bottom section. Her only, my opinion, no, I already flipped my page. Yeah, Kvitova's down here. You have Petkovic in there. I don't think she's a threat at this point. Elise Mertens down here on this.
She has a good section.
So she has a decent section
Very
as well.
Very good section. I have an intriguing match, which is Elena Svitolina from Ukraine against USA Whitney Osigwe.
Got it.
I think that'll be an interesting match. We know that the New York crowd is going to root for this American girl. I mean, Svitolina will beat her, I think, but I think it's an interesting match to watch. Should be fun.
Yeah, I think
she is the future of American tennis, hopefully.
Agree totally. That's the match to watch. I'm pulling for Osigwe here. She has been just as promising up until Wimbledon, or what tournament did Coco Gauff go so deep at?
Coco Gauff went deep into Wimbledon, but Osigwe, I don't think qualified for this one.
Well, yes, I understand, but what I'm saying is that Osigwe has been equally as promising up until Coco's breakout.
That's true. We kind of forgot about her because Coco Gauff took that limelight over. So they might do a switcheroo here. Who knows?
Yeah, and if you haven't heard of Osigwe, she's equally as talented, in my opinion, than as Coco Gauff. So watch out for her.
I actually like Osigwe better than Coco Gauff. I like her game a lot better. I think she's feistier, taller, stronger looking. I think she has a better future, but we'll see.
They're both very fun girls. Check them both out. Osigwe and Gauff.
Definitely. They have Venus Williams here in this little section. I didn't write a notable match, but Venus Williams has a good chance here with her little draw here. I mean, she has Diana Yastremska, Nicolescu, Peterson, Puig. I mean, she can get through here.
Venus has an opportunity here, I think, in my opinion, to go farther than her sister Serena. Tease alert. I don't think that this U.S. Open looks too favorable for Serena. And this is, again, I'm a huge, staunch Serena Williams fan, arguably the best athlete in terms of championship winner in all of sports with her 23 majors. But I think that Serena will have a very difficult time winning this U.S. Open. I hate to say it. Moving forward, though, Venus has a workable section to make, in my opinion, maybe even a quarterfinal. I mean, maybe.
Depends on how she feels, I think.
Yeah, how does she move?
How does she feel? Does she, her disease get her in the first round?
Yeah.
She's strong. I mean, it all depends on that.
Yeah, so, she's too sluggish, too hot.
She's not going to, if they give her some night matches, she might get through.
Yeah.
Next one I have is just an interesting match, maybe a fun match to watch. Sophia Kenin from USA and Coco Vandeweghe. She'll have another Patty Mount she's going to face against. Yeah, so it's interesting. Coco Vandeweghe's been injured and she came back in the tour, so we'll see. This is the New York crowd. We'll see. Both Americans, so we'll see.
I wrote the same thing. Kenin Vandeweghe, and I wrote in parentheses, feisty first round match. Agree with her totally there.
And then Sophia Kenin has Keys in her way. Keys has a favorable draw. I have Keys and Kenin meeting in the third round. I think this is a good section for Keys to even make it all the way to the quarterfinals, by the way.
We'll see what happens. Can she play like she did in Cincinnati? Are there as many dropouts in this tournament?
There won't be dropouts in this
tournament. So we'll see. We'll see here. In that section, I think that Venus Williams has equally as good a chance as she does.
All right, I have another upset alert. Johanna Konta, the number 16 seed from Great Britain, will play against Daria Kasatkina from Russia. I'm picking Daria Kasatkina in this match just because Johanna Konta has not done much since the French Open. They had an okay Wimbledon. Haven't seen her on hard courts, and I think Kasatkina has been playing a lot of hard court tournaments, so I think this will be an upset.
I agree. I take Kasatkina to beat Konta as well. Wrote that match here. Why? Kasatkina, again, is a solid player. She's been through her ebbs and flows. She's gone up. And I think she made a semifinal of U.S. Open at one point, didn't she?
Not sure.
I think she did a couple years ago. She's gone up and then way down. I think
she's like Ostapenko.
I think So I think Kasatkina has the ability to beat Johanna Konta. I agree.
A very promising section here if Kasatkina should get through that. I mean, Gasparin, Alexandrova, who's had a good summer, Stoja, who should retire, Golubic, and you got Vondrashova, who's been injured and hasn't had any hard court tournaments, really. So good opportunity if Kasatkina can get through. On the next section, you have Carolina Garcia, your ranked 27th seed, and then Carolina Pliskova, your number 3 seed. Great opportunity for Pliskova here. She really doesn't have any top players here that can upset her.
Caroline Garcia, I don't expect to win the tournament, obviously, but her coming in at the 27 seed and getting you 2 points per pick if you're playing fantasy, she, in my opinion, will win you a couple of rounds. I think Garcia is ultimately, whether you're playing fantasy or not, on a collision course to meet Carolina Pliskova, and I think Pliskova will prevail there. That would be a third round match. So if Garcia loses that match, then she's still gotten you 4 points, which is like Pliskova getting to the quarter. So I think Garcia is going to win a couple of rounds. I don't think she's going to go much further than that. I think Pliskova could make the semis.
I have Pliskova going to the quarters. As far as your Carolina Garcia pick, I mean, she could lose to Jabbar. I have her winning that, but I think that the American Jennifer Brady will meet her in the second round. Brady's had a good summer and capable of beating a Garcia who can mentally just disappear. So I don't think Garcia will get you many points. His opinion, I just don't see that. I'd rather go with a pick like Vekic over Garcia.
If Garcia can win a couple of rounds at her seeding, then that's going to get you good points.
Next match that I'm sure that everyone's talking about is Serena Williams against Maria Sharapova. Serena is your number 8 seed. Sharapova, I think it's almost like a slap to both of them. Serena has a 19-2 head-to-head, so it's been one-sided, which is why I call him Maria Sharapova. But I can't call him that anymore because he has a few more matches. So I call myself Serena Venus. Better for you?
Anyway, if we could get time into smack talk, something like the last 10 matches we played, I've won like 8 of them.
Does anybody think that Sharapova has a chance against Serena?
I do, only because the 19-2 head-to-head was when Serena was in shape, and I still just can't swallow that she's in shape yet. The last tournament she played in the final, she quit it 3-0 or whatever that was.
3-1, yeah.
3-1. I think she knew that she had been beat that day and just decided to bow out. These are majors that these girls, regardless of seed or age, are going to get $2.5 or $2.8 million if they win.
Sharapova needs a serve. If her serve is not there, it will be one-sided.
Yeah, look, again, I have a hard time believing Serena will win this U.S. Open, not because of this match, but I think Sharapova has a chance. I don't think she will win. I think that it's great for ticket sales. You can be guaranteed.
It's going to be a night match. Guaranteed night match.
You can be guaranteed that's on center court, and you can be guaranteed in that Arthur Ashe Stadium. You can be guaranteed that place will be packed out. So good job for Nike to sell tickets.
Absolutely. I mean, Serena has a good little section here. Her next seed would be Sue Shea, 29 seed. She should get through that. And I have Serena going all the way. Sorry, guys.
All right, so let's just move forward from there. But let me tell you some people in this section that I don't want to push it too long.
But this is talking about the draws, though. I mean, that's what they want to hear.
All right, so let me tell you then who I think will end up meeting off or squaring off against Serena Williams. I do have Serena Williams winning over Sharapova. I have Serena Williams eventually meeting Su Wei-Shay and beating her.
Yes.
I do have a question mark in the 4th round, though, when Serena will face off against Petra Martic or Iga Swiatek or Sevitsova. All 3 of these girls, Martic, Swiatek, and Swiatek, the Polish girl, and Sevitsova, in my opinion, are big-time tennis players. And I do not know if Serena Williams can handle any of those 3 based upon her retirements, etc. Then, furthermore, she's going to, in my opinion, face off against a very good Ashley Barty in the quarterfinals. And I don't see Serena beating Barty. I just don't.
That's going to be a tough match. Tough match.
Sorry. Spoiler alert.
I also have, before we go on to the men's, Sakkari could lose her first round to Georgie, by the way. Georgie is a feisty player.
Yeah, if you had faith, though, in Sakkari beating Camila Giorgi down there on the bottom and you were playing fantasy, you'll get 2 points per win. If Sakkari can get through Giorgi, Sakkari should walk into the 3rd round. So she might be safe if you really are confident that Sakkari can beat Camila Giorgi.
Yeah. On to the men's.
Whoa. Big time thing right here. Carla and I will announce our women's fantasy team and our predictions for the tennis racket giveaway. Carla, ladies first. You want to read your team?
Sure.
All right. This is how we keep track, by the way. I write your... I'm going to show it up here so they see how I'm human. So I write your list down, so when you put in your picks, I write your 8 players men's, 8 players women's. I put them in seeded order, so I know how many points they get. So Carla's got 4 men in the top 20, and then 4 outside the top 20. 4 women in and 4 women out. Mine are different. I have only 3 men in the top 20, 5 out. 2 women only in the top 20 and 5 out. So I took a little bit different strategy. I'm looking for points and not necessarily for top 20 wins. So then I'll add them up here, and then I'll put each round total, and I'll total them up. So that's how I can make mistakes, because I'm sometimes doing 50 or 60 of these. So keep your score, but I'll have them as well. All right? All right, so Carla, read your women's fantasy team.
Number 1, Osaka. 2, Halep, Serena, Andreescu, Kontaveit, Vekic, Risk, and Putintseva.
All right, so Carla has, for 1 point apiece, Osaka, Halep, Serena, and Andreescu. Carla has for 2 points each win. Kontaveit, Vekic, Risk, and Putintseva. All right? Here's mine. I took a different strategy. I only have 2 women seated in the top 20. I'm looking for points early. Maybe I can get a big lead early on. I have Osaka plus 1 point per match win, and Barty for a 1 point per match win. All the rest of my players are seated outside of the top 20. Donna Vekic, Helena Ostapenko, Venus Williams, Annette Kontaveit, Petra Martic, and Caroline Garcia. If they lose early, though, 3rd round, okay, I'm still getting big points. So that was my strategy there. So Osaka, Barty, Vekic, Ostapenko, Venus Williams, Kontaveit, Martic, and Garcia. Carla, your prediction for the women's final is what?
It's pretty much the same thing as last year. Serena and Osaka. Serena winning.
So Carla has Serena Williams and Osaka with Serena winning. Locked in.
I think that Barty can make her another final, but we'll see.
I have Ashley Barty playing Naomi Osaka with Osaka winning.
Wow.
Locked in.
And he said Osaka won't win another slam, and he picked her over Sabalenka, who's going to win a slam before Osaka wins her next.
All right, guys.
You just kind of contradicted everything you said in the past shows.
Everything
he said.
She looked happier. She looked happier.
So anything he said before, scratch it, because he doesn't even believe about Sabalenka.
But that was when she was whining and pouting and crying at post-match interviews. Now she seems happy.
Ah, okay.
All right,
on to the men's.
On to the men's.
As a lot of us predicted, and as it should be, Djokovic is number 1. Djokovic is in the top half with Federer. We all knew this. Wimbledon, it was Federer and Nadal, and this one is Djokovic and Federer, and it should be that way. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, first round Djokovic has is Carbellas. That's not a notable match. The first notable match I have, it's actually, I don't know if you have anyone before me. Do you have any before me?
The first match
it's the same one I have.
The first match I had written down was Laszlo
Same thing I have.
against Kekmanovic. Here's
Two
another
Serbian players.
Yeah, so we have Felix Auger-Aliassime playing Denis Shapovalov, Canada round 1. We have Azarenka and Sabalenka, Belarus squaring off round 1. And here we have Laszlo Djere and Kekmanovic, both really good players. Serbian,
yeah,
round 1. Also, we have to look at, we have 2 other Serbians with the likes of Djokovic, respectively. And then we have, who I think could be playing his last major ever, Jako Tipsarevic in his section 2. So we're going to, and then we have Dusan Lajovic. So look at this. We have, where exactly was the first, where was Djere? I just lost him.
Right here, 12, 13,
okay.
and...
So in the very top half of this draw, we have Novak Djokovic, we have Dusan Lajovic, we have Laszlo Djere, and we have Momir Kekmanovic, all in the top little section. Little country Serbia, we got 5 of them in one section. That's kind of an odd deal, don't you think?
Yes, I think. I mean, Djokovic should get through that. He has the 27 seed Lajovic, but I think Tipsarevic and Lajovic will face each other.
Can I get a fist bump?
And I'm actually giving Tipsarevic a chance to win this match and face off against Djokovic in the 3rd round, which will be his final US Open.
Hold on. If he's coming on set, you have to wave at the camera. You have to wave at the camera and say, "What's up?" Just wave. Say wave. This is our son, Justin. He's our youngest of 5. JD2, he's big, 3 years old, doing big things. He's a good little tennis player. All right. All right.
So let's move on. You got Wawrinka, the 23rd seed in this section, and you have Kevin Anderson, who's been injured, and that's on Djokovic section. Next, I have an upset alert. Fabio Fognini from Italy, in my opinion, will go down to Riley Opelka. I think that he's in the USA. He's got a big serve, and if Fabio does not watch it with him, it will be done in 3 sets. And I think the American crowd, of course, is going to pump up this kid.
And we all know that Riley Opelka is sponsored by Red Bull. I don't really get how that works, but in tennis anyway. But maybe it helps the guy out. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Riley Opelka. Yes, he's from the USA. Yes, go USA. But
I'm not either.
A big server is not my thing. However, Fognini, I'm even less of a fan of because of his perfect beard and his perfectly executed threats at Wimbledon. I don't buy into it too much. But then I'm being a hypocrite because I like Nick Kyrgios. So
That's true.
So I can't say that. So let me take that back. Who do I think the better player is? When I just realized I was a hypocrite. The better player is Fognini, so I think Fognini will win.
I think that'll be an upset alert. In that little section, you have Munar, you have Berdych, and then I have another match. These 2 guys have faced each other just as much as Wawrinka and Dimitrov. Nicholas Bashvili from Georgia and Martin Fucsovics from Hungary, Ironman, have faced each other so many times in the first round. I actually think that my man, Ironman, Martin Fucsovics, is going to beat Bashvili.
A couple things on my section that I had here. First of all, don't forget about Stan the Man Wawrinka tucked in here. He's won this before. Don't forget about him. He has an intriguing potential 2nd round matchup against Hurkacz, though, the Polish player. Watch out for that. Again, keep your eyes on the Djere Kekmanovic match. Good match. Definitely watching that. Mm-hmm. Kevin Anderson, how will he do? Question mark. Comment below on that. I have written here 2 things. Jamie Munar, he can squeal like a stuffed bull. So I think Munar sometimes always has raises the potential of getting out our screech level indicator. By the way, in comments below, does anyone think that our screech meter will have to be pulled out in the first round of the U.S. Open? I know that Azarenka's playing a somewhat cringe-worthy screech from Sabalenka. Munar's playing. He's got a big squelch for a dude. And then we have who else is who? Oh, Risk. Risk is playing. So listen out for the squelch meter. If you hear any squelch, screeching, nasty, sounds like your ears and windows are gonna burst. Matches, let us know. We'll get out the screech meter and see if we get some Hall of Fame screeching in the first round.
All right,
but don't forget about Munar there. He's a good player, even though he screeches really loud. Don't forget about Tomas Berdych. I almost picked Berdych on my fantasy team, and you're going to laugh at who I substituted him for. But I almost picked Berdych. He's no joke. He's trying to regain form again as well.
Sure.
Basilashvili, I think, beats Fucsovics in straight sets, maybe 4 at the most, so I disagree with you there.
All right, next intriguing match for me was Taylor Fritz from the USA, your 26th rank, against Feliciano Lopez. I think that could be a toss-up match. I mean, we have a veteran there who knows how to play. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's an interesting little section there because I would assume, I'm only assuming that the winner of Fritz and Lopez will end up meeting Medvedev in the third round.
Yes, good section for Medvedev.
Yeah,
I actually have Medvedev going to the quarters against Djokovic.
I'm going to give the edge to Lopez. I'm going to give an edge to Lopez, who used to give Federer a lot of trouble back in the day. Not with a lot of wins. I don't know if I already beat him, but they had a lot of close matches. But Lopez, he's a veteran. I think he's going to beat Fritz.
He's not close to retiring yet.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Roger Federer has a great section there, that little section. I mean, Lucas Pouille is the 25th seed, and he's actually going to play against Philip Kohlschreiber, who could be a dangerous player for him. I mean, Lucas Pouille could lose that first-round match.
I agree with you. I wrote Kohlschreiber Pouille here. That's a coin toss match. It really is. That's a good one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kohlschreiber's got a beautiful one-handed backhand.
Absolutely, but there should be no trouble there for Federer to get through that section to move on to the round 4. You have also Guido Pella from Argentina, who will face off Pablo Carreño Busta, who could lose that match because Carreño Busta can play on hard court, by the way. We haven't seen much of him. You have David Goffin there, Cameron Norrie. So we'll see. That's a toss-up. That section there is a toss-up.
Goffin has yet again another opportunity to at least make a third round, if not even a fourth round. Goffin, again, his third round match would be against Guido Pella, who I think he can handle with no problem. That would square him off against Federer in round 4, which I think could be a little bit more difficult to say the least. But Goffin has an opportunity. Federer just lost to Rublev, as we all know, and if we don't think it was not a big deal,
it's not.
Then he'll cruise. But, you know, if Federer actually tried in that match and lost like that to Rublev, then, no, if he actually tried in the Rublev match and lost like that, then I think Goffin has a shot. So Federer, like he played Rublev, Goffin could win that match. However, if that was just a lackluster performance, then Goffin will go down there.
Another fun match to watch would be Grigor Dimitrov, who does not have to face Stan Wawrinka. Instead, he'll be facing Andrea Seppi from Italy. Good match for Dimitrov to get through there. And then you have Borna Coric on top of there. Another good match to watch is Milos Raonic, the 21 seed, against Nicolas Jarry from Chile. Fun match to watch.
It's kind of comical how no one ever even looks at Nishikori or even mentions him. He's sitting there at the bottom, and I didn't write that name down, did you?
No, I didn't. I mean, he actually has a walkthrough. I mean, Christian Garin, the 31 seed, Nishikori should get to the fourth round.
But Di Manor's in there. Di Manor's down there. He's dangerous down there.
Could be.
Pierre Hughes Herbert in there is dangerous. So watch out. I think Nishikori will lose to either Di Manor or the likes of Herbert or Garin. Borna Coric could do damage. The only
good opportunity for well, I have him losing to Ray.
Is this a good opportunity for Dimitrov? Oh, it's good question.
Yes, good question. Here's another match. Stefanos Tsitsipas, your number 8 seed, will face Andrei Rublev from Russia. Hasn't he lost to Rublev before quite a few times?
Who? Tsitsipas?
Yes, I thought
that's a question I cannot answer.
I thought he lost to Rublev in this last tournament.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's not a good first round for him.
You can look it up on your phone if you want, but you may not have time.
No, that's
it's an intriguing first round match. I think in 3 out of 5 sets that Tsitsipas wins this match, as long as he doesn't go spastic all the time.
I thought that this Cincinnati, I just thought Rublev beat him.
He could have. If so, great memory. I don't recall.
Then you have Nick Kyrgios in that section, who's your 28th seed, who could possibly meet Tsitsipas in the third round. Believe it or not, I actually have Kyrgios making it all the way to the semis.
All right, so that's a first from you. That's a first from you ever. All right, so here's my quick thing on Kyrgios. Again, if all of you watch this show, I do give him a hard time, but as you all know, I like the guy. I have such a hard time reading some of the articles because they have to be either untrue or exaggerated. I'll tell you one that we read while we were writing the show today. Kyrgios spent a week partying without sleeping with his hairdresser or something like that, right?
But wasn't this for the Australian
Well,
Open?
yeah. I'm not talking about now, but earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
These players get drug tested all the time, number one. With that being said, there's no way humanly possible you can stay up for a week straight without some assistance from some type of substance, which he gets tested all the time. So I think the stories are so far exaggerated. Well, maybe he went out to a club for 8 hours
15 minutes of
and went to sleep. But I mean, for some of these stories are so they're just so out there. I get what he does on the court because you're watching it. But some of these things, dude stayed up for a week without sleeping. It's not humanly possible unless you're like hooked to an electric shock machine, and you can use that as a metaphor for some type of chemical. But it's just impossible, man.
Ask the military guys who go through their boot camp. I doubt that they could stay up for a week.
Yeah, it's impossible. So, and yes, we understand that he doesn't train as much as everybody else, but I think that personally, he's the 4th to 10th best player in the world as it stands, and he's ranked 28th. I think that Nick Kyrgios, depending on his level of commitment during every match, can win every tournament or whatever tournament he enters, but that's not his brand. His brand is bad boy. His brand is to blow up stuff, and that's what he does, and maybe one day he feels like not blowing up something, but, you know, I mean, argue with it, argue with not. Some of you hate it, and I'm not saying I like it, but it does sell tickets, and I think when these big 3 players are gone, I mean, we don't want some bad boy being the brand of tennis, but it will keep it'll keep it more exciting until some of these newer, younger, I hate the word next gen, I think it's cheesy. The next gen stuff is just bogus to me. It's just cheesy. They just created that because no one can beat Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal, but it will keep tennis at least intriguing to others. We're going to watch it no matter what, but some people out there without these big 3 and him won't watch it at all.
Right.
Anyway, moving forward, I think Kyrgios can do really, really well here.
He has a good little section. Johnson and his first opponent. You have Mayer, Huang, Simone, Frantangelo. I think he can get into Tsitsipas' head and beat him. So that's why I have him going further.
And it's his type of crowd in a sense.
Yeah.
He's going to have the New York City scene, and he's going to like that. He's going to feed off that. He can be very dangerous, so be careful.
Next upset alert I have is Matteo Berrettini from Italy. I think will go down to Richard Gasquet from France. Berrettini has not done well on hardcourt. He did good in the clay season, and in grass, but I don't think hardcourt is his thing. And that's why I have Gasquet, who's been winning quite a few matches, beating him. So I would be very careful about picking him. Also, you have Roberto Bautista Agut in that section, the number 10. See, who has great opportunities. He has Kukushkin, Delbonis, Popperin, Thompson, Sousa. Great opportunity for him to go deep.
Yeah, to me, that's kind of a dead section. The bottom half is really kind of up and down in a way. In the Tsitsipas section, all the way down to where Felix Auger-Aliassime is, in my opinion, is very open. I think that whole entire section will be dominated by either Kyrgios, depending on attitude and court conduct and overall stability and just equilibrium throughout, or Tsitsipas. I may be wrong. Maybe it could be Rublev. But I don't think anyone with the likes of Popperin, Delbonis, Kukushkin, Bautista Agut, Berrettini, Steve Johnson, Mayer, Gilles Simon, blah, 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 has the ability to do so. However, when we get down past, and I know we have Shapovalov, and I know we have Felix Auger-Aliassime, which are squaring off, which I think is just it's a bogus, whether someone selected this or whether a computer did, I think we should review these type of things.
I don't think that should have been allowed. Here you have 2 young kids playing, and now you're going to eliminate one.
And then there's some matches in here where you have qualifier.
Second time in a row, by the way.
Well, yeah, and you have some matches where you have qualifier playing qualifier. Well, why wouldn't you give one of these 2 guys a qualifier? I mean, no disrespect to the qualifier.
That's true.
There's some sections where quali is playing a quali. Why wouldn't you just split that? Because, again, I think it's our goal to make it more interesting, so we're going to lose one of these very young, very good talents right off, and they're the best of friends that live together for a while. Just kind of a bad move, just like Azarenka and Sabalenka, just like Laszlo Giri and Mormir Kekmanovic. Just kind of odd placements.
Yeah, you have there Kyle Edmund from Great Britain, your 30 seed, and then you have Dominic Thiem, your 4th seed. Dominic Thiem has a great opportunity, so does Edmund. They really don't have any strong players, in my opinion. Andujar Pablo, Lorenzo Sonego, Marcel Gronelas, Alexander Bublik. I mean, any of those guys
that section's open.
That's open.
Look,
yeah.
you can go to vintage Marcel Granollers, who I've loved for a lot of years, who we used to do on our fantasy brackets a decade ago. He could even do something here. Thiem has been very lackluster for me, and the biggest of. You gotta say bye if you're leaving. Oh yeah, okay.
You go bye-bye?
No, he's good.
He's heavy, by the way. He's like
40, he's a big boy.
He's like 45 pounds on my leg.
He hits the tennis ball really well. All right, and we have videos of that, so you can look for little boy Justin videos, and he's hitting the tennis ball. All right, or 5K tennis and lessons videos or something like that. Anyway, moving forward, let's get down to Alexander Zverev section, which, by the way, I have written down as a potential upset alert, and that's Albat could beat Sasha Zverev in the first round. Could.
I thought of it, but I didn't think so. But it could happen. I also have Tiafoe, who should be a fun match against Karlovic, the big server.
I'd like Tiafoe.
Tiafoe could lose.
He could lose.
Yeah.
Hey, you get that 40-year-old Ivo Karlovic. What's up, Big 40? Still playing with the big serve, and it's clicking. And again, we've talked about Tiafoe. We like him. He's got a great story, but his game is just so robotic. His forehand is just so robotic. But hey, when you have a robotic forehand meeting up with basically a big serve, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. You've got Benoit Paire from France, the 2019. That section, good opportunity for Paire to go far as well.
Good opportunity for fantasy team points, given that Pierre is the 29 seed, and the only person in his way, in my opinion, would be whoever wins, maybe Tiafoe, Karlovic, and then Zverev or Albat.
Yes.
So Pierre could be a good fantasy team pick.
Then you have Diego Schwartzman from Argentina, your 20th seed, and then on that little section, Karen Khachanov from Russia, your 9th seed. Great opportunity for Khachanov. There's Joe-Wilfried Tsonga, who I actually have defeating Khachanov. Good opportunity for him to go deep into a Grand Slam.
I agree here. This is a golden opportunity for Khachanov. I still am not on your man Thor's bandwagon yet.
I didn't even pick him to go far.
Yeah, I didn't.
I picked Tsonga over him.
Yeah, he could. Khachanov could go far, but I didn't pick him on my team.
I think Tsonga will beat him.
One match I have in here, just a quick touch on, is Jen-Leonard Struff playing Casper Ruud.
I actually have that.
That's
too.
an exciting first round match. Watch out for that one. Moving forward, I have Verdasco just jotted here. I don't expect him to do much. Cilic, by the way, good pick, possibly at a 22 seed, which is crazy to me.
A fun match should be Rafael Nadal and Millman. Millman upset Federer last year, and he'll make it fun, but I think Nadal should still come through. Looking at the complete draw, I think the easiest section would be Nadal's section.
Well, I don't see. I just.
Well, not the easiest, but the smoother transition. Just because he won't face anyone big, really. Isner could lose. I have him losing to Struff, or Struve is how you say it. Who does he have? Zverev, Schwartzman, Paire, Khachanov, Isner, Cilic, Verdasco. He has a good section.
Yeah, I think that Nadal, I don't believe in an easy draw. Because,
I'm just saying a smoother.
Yeah, because let's clarify that. There's no such thing as an easy draw because everyone is a trained athlete and everybody is digging deep.
Especially at the US Open.
However, I think Nadal has probably the more favorable lineup. I almost said easy. And at the same time, I think Kyrgios has a favorable lineup. I think Kyrgios is no offense. I think Kyrgios, when he plays 100% and not 12%, is a better player than Tsitsipas. If he's not acting like a fool, please understand that. I think it'll be a Nadal-Kyrgios semifinal.
That's what I have.
And I think Nadal wins that match once again.
I think so too.
So here, let's go ahead and do our fantasy teams.
I know what we didn't say on the other section. I have Djokovic and Federer facing off each other. I think I have the same. Medved is not going to be able to beat him in the quarters. I just don't think so.
All right, so your men's fantasy team right here.
Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, Medvedev, Raonic, Kyrgios, Paire, and Struve.
All right, so she has 4 men. That will get her 1 point. Only 4 match wins, and then 4 outside. So the 4 outside, she has Raonic, Kyrgios, Pierre, and Struff. Okay? My fantasy team, I only have 3.
Be ready to laugh, guys.
But I only have 3. I'm looking for points. Look, this may be crazy, but nonetheless, hey, I went for it. I mean, I'm not going to win.
Yours is not too bad.
All right. I have Roger Federer, 1 point. Rafael Nadal, 1 point. Novak Djokovic, 1 point per win. Then my last 5, they're all worth 2 points per win. So remember that. If I get 2 rounds won, I'm getting just as many points as if they just win 2 rounds than you do if if they win the quarterfinals or 4th round. I have Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Stanislav Wawrinka, Nick Kyrgios, Marin Cilic, Benoit Paire, and for the 6th major in a row, and I have not won anything with him yet, I once again am picking Grigor Dimitrov. All right, so for the tennis racket giveaway, Carla, who is your men's finalist?
I don't have Djokovic and Nadal. Of course, Nadal winning.
All right, obviously I'm giving away the tennis racket, so I'm not going to win my own racket. So, of course, I went with Roger Federer. I'm a big fan. and playing Rafael Nadal, and I have Federer winning. So Carla's locked in with Osaka, Serena, with Serena winning. She's locked in with Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal, with Nadal winning. I'm locked in with Barty versus Osaka, with Osaka winning. I'm also locked in with Federer versus Nadal, with Federer winning. Okay?
Ooh, big shocker.
Can he do it? I don't know. But hey, I'm not going to win my own tennis racket, so I figured I would just be a loyal fan. Okay? I think it's possible. But honestly, I think Djokovic will win. Yes, I'm saying it. I think Novak Djokovic will win the U.S. Open.
I don't think he'll win this year.
So, just saying
I'm going by what we've had a different winners every year. I'm going to go with what Wayne and Chia said. I think we'll have a different... I don't think it'll be Djokovic.
All right, last segment, because we are pushing 1 hour. Is going to be, or at least my favorite, is 12 rapid-fire questions. So we're going to start that now. Don't forget to get your picks in on this video or on one of the other 3 platforms. By the way, you can click on those links in the expanded description field. There's a little black arrow near the title. You can hit down, and it'll give you like a description or something. You can click on the links to our other platforms as well. But try to get them in here so we can all see them, because we have fun with it. We all talk about one another's picks. It makes it more fun, I can promise you. All right, 12 rapid-fire questions. Here we go. You ready, guys? Let's go. Come on. Woo! Started the show a little slow, but I got activated. Activation. Let's go. All right, question number 1. Have you ever eaten a boiled peanut?
Yes.
Love those things.
They're okay.
Dill pickle flavor, Cajun flavor. Love the boiled peanuts.
They're okay. It's not a northern thing.
Shh, better give me
It's
a
more.
bag of
I think
them.
it's more of a southern thing.
Love those things.
Just saying.
Question number 2. If you had to do one of these 2 things, which would you select? A, skydiving, or B, scuba diving?
Skydiving. I don't like the water. No.
I'm going to go scuba diving only because I don't know if I would want to just risk that parachute. I'd rather be able to swim up.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. No.
Question number 3. Sabalenka versus Azarenka in the first round of this year's U.S. Open. Who you got?
Azarenka, of course.
I'm going to go Sabalenka.
Of course.
Question number 4. Will the screech meter or our screechometer be pulled out in the first round of this year's U.S. Open?
Many matches, absolutely.
If you guys are new to this channel, we have a screech meter. Yes, it is a screech meter. If there is a women's or men's match where they are grunting or screeching really loud, we pull out this meter and we score it. The highest screech level we've ever had was Sharapova versus Azarenka. Almost broke the meter. It was so loud.
I thought it was Riskin.
Riskin Sharapova was another one.
Yeah.
But if you are alerted by your ears of something that is at the high decibels of screeching, let us know. We'll definitely mention who alerted us to it and what we scored the screech at. All right. Or if we can't catch it for some reason and you score it and it's a scale to 10. 1 being weak, 10 being great. Actually, it starts at a 5. It has to be a 5 to even be active. So it has to be a medium screech just to be alerted. All right. Question number 5. Will Grigor Dimitrov get out of the first round with a win, or will I go 0-6, picking him the last 6 fantasy groups?
I think he'll get through his first round.
I do too. That's why I picked him once again.
Yeah, I think he'll get there.
I might go 0-6, though. Question number 6. Was Sloane Stevens' old coach, now new coach again, shady for letting Monica Puig know he was getting back with Sloane Stevens on social media?
That was shady.
Not shady.
Very shady. She obviously... What happened there was Stevens asked him, and he dropped her like a hot potato and said, yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with who's more promising. Just like right now with Bajin and Mladenovic, it's not working out. It's just not.
So Bajin, you think it's going to go back to Osaka?
If Osaka said he'd go back, yeah.
Heck yeah.
In a heartbeat.
All right. Instead of musical chairs, we call them musical coaches.
Yeah.
Question number 7. True or false? I think Nick Kyrgios is a real threat at this year's U.S. Open.
Sure, I agree with that.
I agree too.
Yeah.
True or false? Question number 8. I don't have a good feeling at this U.S. Open about Serena Williams.
False.
So you think Serena Williams will win it? That's right, you picked her.
Yeah.
I do not. I don't. I think she could.
If she doesn't win this one, I'm not going to be picking her for the next ones.
So did I even read my...
Yes, you didn't pick her.
So I didn't pick her on my fantasy team or for the tennis racket. On neither place. Question number 9. Who will cause more drama? In other words, TV time. Oh, everybody turn the channel. Look, there's a meltdown or some drama going down on court. Oh, front page news. Oh, someone's crying. Someone's withdrawing. Someone's hurting. Someone's smashing rackets. Drama, like that kind of drama. Who will cause more drama at this year's U.S. Open? Yelling, screaming, crying, whatever the list may be. A, Serena Williams, or B, Nick Kyrgios?
Kyrgios.
It's a hard question.
Yeah. I had to think about that one.
I'm going to say...
I don't think Serena wants to repeat what happened last year. Plus, that guy is not allowed to be in any of her matches.
That's a tough question.
Yeah. That's
a tough question. There's going to be drama both ways, I think. I think Serena will sell the more global media behind it. Anyway, question number 10. Choose one. A big dog or a small dog?
A small dog.
I like a big boy.
We have big and small dog.
Remember DMX? Every time he would rap, he'd be like, remember that guy? Love that dude.
Yeah, he was good back in the 90s. Late 90s. Early 2000s. All right, stop.
What he would do. Big dog. That's not Big Dog 02. Just thought about that. Saw Big Dog. Like those big dogs. Go 49ers with my shady quarterback. Dude looks like he's never even done a football. Garoppolo. Garoppolo throwing down low. Damn.
Right.
Garoppolo can't.
All right, come on.
He can't throw no more. Dirty old Garoppolo. Shoot. Let that dude roll. All right. Question number 11. True or false? As we look at the men's draw carefully, there are the big three, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and still just everybody else.
Absolutely.
True or false? Last question, and then I have a couple bonus just for the U.S. Open. Question number 12. True or false? This U.S. Open has the potential to be a truly amazing women's tennis showdown.
Yes.
I agree. Bonus questions real quick. Bonus question number 1. Are you glad there is equal prize money at this year's U.S. Open, or at least the past few, I think?
Absolutely.
Bonus question number 2. Are you glad there is a tiebreaker in the final or deciding set here at the U.S. Open?
Yes.
I'm not negative. Disagree. We did a video about that. It's
tiebreaker.
Tiebreakers in the fifth set.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Hardcore, it's not going to go that far.
Still disagree that Isner and Mahut and Anderson and whoever else it was, one of those guys.
They have the same rule as Wimbledon if they get to a certain amount of games?
Well, at 12-12 in the fifth, remember this year?
Yeah, I don't think they'll even get there.
The French Open's the only one now with 9.
I don't think they'll even get there.
I disagree with it. I did a video, Stringing a Racket, where I just vent on this.
Yeah, I don't like to watch servers go forever, so I agree with the tiebreaker, but it sucks that Wimbledon had to end that way.
All right, last one. If you traveled...
No.
If you traveled to New York and... Hold on, buddy. I got to ask one more question, okay? He's done a really good job, though. Can I get a fist pump? Oh, that's a finger pump. Boom. All right. If you traveled to New York and had to choose one of these 5 foods to grab while on the run, which of the foods would you get? A pizza slice. B, a Nathan's hot dog. C, a bread bowl of clam chowder. D, an overpriced tiny chicken sandwich at the U.S. Open grounds. I know, it was $8 and I got one like this big. No, it was 13. I think my Heineken was $8. Damn. As you know, I only got one of each. Damn, bro, couldn't even walk.
All right, come on.
I'm so broke I couldn't pay attention.
You're making this show longer.
So I'm excited. Or E, a few tacos on the corner.
I'll go with the New York pizza slice. But you should have put White Castle there. That's the bomb there, too.
Okay, we'll scratch out the overpriced chicken sandwich on the U.S. Open grounds because then you'd be foolish to buy that anyway. So we'll just we'll replace that with White Castle.
I'll go with the White Castle.
I'm going to take the pizza slice or the Nathan's hot dog.
Yeah, anything from New York I'll take.
All right, as usual, that's our longest show of the entire year is the draw breakdown for men's and women's. When we first started the show, they would go 4 hours, wouldn't they? So next show should be Monday. And again, we'll be going through matches. And
don't forget to put your picks in.
Get your picks in on this video, yes, so we can all look at them. You can send them to us on different platforms, great. But when we have to go back and check and do the scores, it just makes it easier. And plus, it makes this video fun to comment on for the next couple of days before we start matches. It's really a fun deal. Even if you don't want to look at the draws, just select 4 players and then 4 that aren't seeded, whatever, and you'll still be in and have fun with it. Thanks as always to YTEX Strings, especially Ivor Savage, longtime friend that helps us out with a lot of these prize giveaways. Less the tennis racket that comes from us directly. In this sense, Gabe Perkins. Thanks so much to all of you. You are our player box. Without you guys, we don't exist. So vamos, much love to all of you. And we will see you Monday. Again, all picks lock after the first ball is struck. So if your picks are not in by Monday, first ball, whatever time zone you are globally, it locks. No more picks selected. If you, by the way, have a lucky loser, one of your players pulls out, you are stuck with the replacement. So if you have an injury-prone player, you may have a lucky loser that you're stuck with. So be ready for that. We've crossed that bridge before, too.
Okay.
All right, adios, everyone. Take care. We'll see you Monday. And as the lovely Carl always says,
adios.
Say bye, Justin.
Bye-bye.
Here, we'll say bye-bye. Say bye-bye over here. Say bye-bye over here, buddy. Say bye-bye over here. All right, buddy. Say bye-bye.